Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing a pen from the brand Parker. It is the Parker Duofold Centennial. This is the classic black with palladium trim. Now Parker was established by George Parker in 1888 in Wisconsin in the USA, and a lot of its pens were manufactured in the UK. But in 2011, a lot of the manufacturing was moved to France, where this particular pen was made. Now, the Duofold as a pen is a classic and has been around for decades. In fact, the pen model in the original form was introduced in 1921, I believe, and it underwent a lot of changes and a lot of sort of developments over the years, different clips, different nibs, all these sorts of things, different manufacturing locations, everything. But then the Centennial model, which is what this one is, was introduced in 1988. And once again, has undergone a number of changes, but it is a classic pen. It is a classic design, which we'll look into in more detail on the other camera angle. But it's a pen that I really love, and it's a pen that has a sentimental place for me. I purchased this pen out of my own funds, and I did this as a sort of a gift, if you will, to myself for a important landmark in my singing career. And so I wanted to get a pen that I would enjoy as a memory of that, and so I got the Parker, and I'm really glad I did. So I'm really happy to be sharing this pen with you. So let's check it out in more detail, and I'll be back with some pros and cons. Okay, let's look at the Parker Duofold Centennial in a little bit more detail. This is how the pen comes packaged, in a plain cardboard sleeve, which you take off, and you just get this nice luxury pen box. Nice sort of material, embossed and everything. You open that up and you get a little bit of information. You take that sheet off and there is the pen. Very nice way to present the pen, nice packaging for it. You get this tiny little booklet which is in multiple languages and also gives you just a tiny bit of sort of information about the pen and how to fill it and all those sorts of things. And you get 2 cartridges. Now, the Parker Duofold Centennial is a cartridge converter pen, and it is proprietary. So you can only use Parker or Parker knockoff products, cartridges or converters in this pen. Absolutely fine. It comes with a converter and 2 cartridges to get you started if that is the way you would like to go. So, I don't know why I closed that up. I need to get the pen out so I can show it to you. Okay, let's have a look at the Parker Duofold Centennial. So this is a lovely classic pen, as you can see. Lovely black, shiny, precious resin. It's got, if we just work from the top down, on the top of the pen is this medallion that has the Duofold logo on it. Flat top, down to a little, like, swells out slightly to a little band, which has the clip on it, which is the classic arrow clip. Basically then cylindrical cap down to this 3 band center band. It's 1 band, but like segregated into 3 sections, and it's got Parker on one side and France on the other. Then sort of pen cylindrical tapers down, another ring, and then a flat end. Nice, classic, very simple, elegant design. So you unscrew the pen, nice smooth threads in 1, 2 turns. Very nice. Threads, as I said, are smooth. You don't feel them under your fingers. Then you get another metal band in this nice sort of tapered section which flares out to another band, and then the beautiful 18 karat gold nib. Now on this nib, it says Duofold and then Parker 18 karat 750, and then has the logo on it. It's 2-tone gold and silver plated, and then you get a plastic feed. Nice pen. Unscrews, lots of threads there, metal sections there, so probably not eyedropperable. Converter, as a Parker brand converter, twist converter. So the pen is a nice size. It fits nicely in the hand, as you can see, and the section's not too thin. There's not really a lot to complain about the design of this pen. So let's do some size comparisons and measurements and all that stuff. A size comparison, and then I'll do a writing sample for you. So here is the pen capped. alongside a Lamy Safari. Now you can see it's ever so slightly shorter, but ever so slightly girthier than the Lamy Safari. Then if you uncap the pen, you can see it stands up sort of fairly well in terms of length there. The pen does post, but it is quite a long pen when posted. I'll get onto the measurements in just a second. Better show it in comparison here. So yes, quite a long pen when posted. So what are the measurements on the Parker Duofold Centennial? Now, if we start with the capped length, we're looking at 138 millimeters. Uncapped, it's 128, which does make it a nice size in the hand. You need to have fairly large hands to make this not fit unposted. There are threads there at the end of the section. You feel a little ridge there, but they're not sharp, so you could hold it further back if you wanted to, but that length, from nib tip to grip section is a very nice, comfortable length to write with. The section goes from about 10 millimeters at its finest point there to about 11.3, so it's a nice little flare. And the weight of the pen, 29 grams, 20 of which is in the body of the pen, 9 is in the cap. So even though it gets long when you post it, it's not terribly back weighted because a lot of the pen weight is in the barrel of the pen there. So let's see the pen write, and then we'll see how we go. So here I have Clairefontaine paper, it's regular 90-gram paper, and this is the Parker Duofold, and this is the Centennial. This is an 18 karat gold medium nib, not a super broad medium, but certainly a medium, I think, in comparison to most pens. The ink I have in this is Diamine 1864 blue black, which is a lovely ink. So let's have a listen. So you can hear there is a little bit of feedback on this nib. It is a smooth nib. Like, it is not catching in the paper. As I've said before, I rate the differences. Feedback is like, you can hear it on the page. It's got a presence on the page. You can feel it on the page. But scratchy is when it sort of digs into the paper in some direction. That's not happening here at all. Let's do some very quick fast writing. Obviously not legible, but you can see it keeps up beautifully. There's no issue with this pen. Yeah, never hard starts. Reverse writing, not really possible, but it's not overly rough. You just don't get much actual ink on the page. In terms of flex or the softness of the nib, I'm not going to push this. You can let a little bit more ink down, but it's really not designed for that. It is quite a rigid nib, but it is a beautiful nib to write with. Wetness, well, not a super wet pen, but also not a super wet ink in it, mind you, but clearly not a dry pen either. It just lets down, I think you can see, quite a nice, even, generous line of ink. And with an ink like this, which is nice and rich and dark, it does lay down a very nice line. Okay, let's talk the pros and the cons of the Parker Duofold Centennial. Now, the pros far outweigh the cons to this pen. As you would have seen in the other camera angle, there is a lot about this pen that I really like, and the writing experience with this pen is wonderful. The feeling of the pen in the hand is really nice. It's got a good sort of section on it. It's a nice size, not too big, not too small, sort of comfortable weight, and a wonderful nib. So let's talk the cons first. The price. Now, I got this on a particularly good deal, but it's still a basically a plastic pen. They call it precious resin, but precious resin is a plastic. And it does have a wonderful 18 karat gold nib, but it is not a cheap pen. So this pen, sometimes it can be as low as mid 300s in the US price range, but it can really go up sort of exponentially depending on the particular model you get of the pen as well, up into many, many hundreds more. So it is not a cheap pen. And with that comes certain things, like a lot of people expect a pen at this price point to be a piston filler or have a more interesting filling system. And this is just a cartridge converter, which works well for me. I prefer that personally, but I can understand how some people would be a little bit put off by the fact that this is just a cartridge converter pen. Another issue with this pen that I found from a personal point of view is that it doesn't post very, very well. Like I showed on the other angle, but it doesn't post very deep and it becomes very long, and so I think it's not a deal breaker, but just something that is a bit of a con for me. I prefer my pens to post a little bit more deeply and more securely. Now, the pros are amazing. As I said, the nib is absolutely beautiful. 18 karat gold. It's smooth and wet, and it writes flawlessly, perfectly almost every time. It isn't a gusher, but you don't necessarily always want that. This lays down a beautiful wet line, but not, a fire hose or anything like that. The size of the pen, it's not a small pen. It's not a big pen by any stretch of the imagination, but it is not a small pen. And in the hand, it does feel very nice. It's got a good sort of girth on it, and the section is nice and sort of comfortable for most people. And because that sort of more extended nib, you've got a good distance here between the end of the section and the point of the nib for where your hand to write comfortably on the page. So yeah, pros are wonderful. It's great in the hand. It's got a great grip section. It caps securely. It's got a classic design. And yeah, is the pen worth the money? That is up to you, the buyer. There are many fakes of this pen. I did a video which showed one of them recently, but that's up to you. For me, as a memento of a particular point in my career, this was a really lovely purchase and a pen that I'm so happy to have in my personal collection. This is the Parker Duofold Centennial Classic Black with Palladium trim. Hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at the_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here or drop me an email. If there are products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, you can get in touch with me here or any of the places listed below, and let's see what we can do. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you later.